let's have a look at how we tell the story with piecewise functions. So what I've got here on my graph is I've got a time in minutes on the x-axis, and I've got the water level in the bath on this axis here. Okay, and so what I want to do is you can see how on the graph it's got different little sections. So it's got these little letters A, B, C, D, E. Yep. So those are the 5 different sections, and there are 5 different lines that are on this. So we want to be able to talk about what's happening during that time. So if I look at the very first section now, so in that first section of the graph, what we've got is that we've got a line starts at 0 and goes up to this point there. So that tells me for the first, how long? For the first about 8 minutes, the water level in the bath started at 0. Okay, so it started down there at 0 and has gone up to a level of about 20. And so the bath water has increased in levels. So that would have been at the beginning. So our story will start with, at the beginning there was no water. So an empty bath tub. So an empty bath was filled with water for about 8 minutes. Okay, then let's have a look at what happens in our next section. So now we want to look at section B. Okay, so in section B, so there's this part here. What's happened here? Well, all of a sudden the bath has risen quite quickly in about 1 or 2 minutes. The water level has risen quite quickly. So either the water was turned on a lot faster, or more likely, this is when Kayla's got into the bath. Okay, so that would be the next part of our story, as Kayla gets into the bath and the level rose quickly. Okay, so that's that section. Now let's have a look at section C. So that's this section here, and it's flat. So the water level is staying stable from 10 minutes till about 25 minutes. So that tells me that Kayla's taking about 15 minutes just lying in the bath. Okay, so Kayla relaxes in the bath for around 15 minutes. Okay, let's have a look now at our next section, so section D. Let's have a look what happens there. So all of a sudden that line drops down very quickly. So that is likely to be when Kayla's getting out of the bath. Okay, so Kayla gets out of the bath and the water level drops quickly. Okay, now in our last section, section E, let's have a look at what's happening here. So this is now the water levels going from there down to a level of 0. So this is when the water's running out of the bath. So this is the bath being drained. Okay, so plug removed and water is drained. Over about 8 minutes. And there's our story. So we're talking about what's happening, we're identifying what's happening on the bath, we're talking about it in context, and we're talking about each section one piece at a time.